Hi everyone, it's Yvette Blowitz from Spaitgirl.com and welcome to the Spaitgirl Talk Show podcast. I'm super excited to be here with you today in this online audio space and with our very special guest, Tahli Watts, who is the co-founder of Golden Grind. Golden Grind is one of the leading health and wellness brands. They have turmeric-based nutrition for gut, mind, body, and skin. They're available in Australia, US, UK, and New Zealand. And I remember your brand, Tahli, when you first launched in Australia. I've been part of your journey since then. So welcome to the podcast show, Spaitgirl Podcast
Thank
Show.
you.
So excited we're here.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Now, for all of our listeners who are tuning in, who may not know anything about you, your co-founding story, journey, and brand, are you happy to tell them a little bit about yourself?
I am. So, hello, everyone. I am Tahli Watts, co-founder of Golden Grind. I was or am a health scientist, so studied nutrition and dietetics and health science deacon, but I am the child of a very progressive hippie mum who had always instilled great health and nutritional beliefs and philosophies and practices in us. And so I come from a lifetime of using a lot of Eastern medicine, a lot of healthy alternatives, and practicing just general well-being. So it isn't with any surprise that I've ended up co-founding a health and wellness brand. I do the brand with my sister, Sage Lamont, and my husband, Rennie Watts. So there's three of us in Golden Grind. We started the business almost 5 years ago. We launched with an infamous Turmeric Latte Blend. At the time, we were the first in the world to be doing so, according to Google. And we grew the blend from our previous dealings with Eastern medicine, along with my partner's upbringing with Indian culture, and our then knowledge on the wonder spice. So through my studies at university, I had heard a lot about the damages of inflammation, and then had arrived at learnings about turmeric, and we put two and two together and thought, wouldn't it be great to offer the world these natural preventative and healing products? And that's hence Golden Grind. So yes, we're about 5 years old, and yeah, got a lot to share, I suppose. That's been a big journey.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your journey. I've really loved watching it unfold. And I do remember getting your first round of turmeric blend, Golden Grind. And one of the things I loved was it was vegan, organic, no added sugar and caffeine free. And as I spend more time now in aged care, even with my mum, I'm learning more also about brain health and how important it is to reduce inflammation within the body, which can cause a lot of health issues, illnesses. For someone who doesn't know turmeric as such, but they're wanting better health, how much turmeric, like can they have one like latte turmeric in the morning or one during the day, and even that will help with their wellness journey?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, like we try to explain the importance of inflammation to everyone. So inflammation is a leading cause of most Western illnesses and diseases. So if you look at most things, they would actually stem from an inflamed situation. So that can be anything from cardiovascular disease to cancers to poor gut operation. Even some mental illnesses have been linked to inflammation. So inflammation really is a sign, or chronic inflammation is a sign something's wrong. And what turmeric is a great natural ingredient that has been proven to help not only fight when chronic inflammation is there, but better still, it works to make sure that it doesn't occur in the first place. So it's a great prevention ingredient. And what we've tried to do is make products that you can take every day that will help to prevent that chronic inflammation from forming in the first place. So we've really wanted to bring lifestyle products that you can use every day. So yes, having a latte every day or a cup of tea. And then we do have the more medicinal, higher strength products like our capsules, which are great for people who may already have signs and symptoms or really don't have time to be making a latte or a tea or a smoothie, and they just want to take a few capsules either morning or night and just make sure the benefits are going in. But definitely it's something everyone can be benefiting from because of those strong prevention methods that are, that you get from taking turmeric. So it doesn't need to be only for the unwell. This is really an ingredient for everyone.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Now tell me, you are super busy and we've just gone through COVID-19 globally, the global pandemic and crisis. What are some of your self-care rituals that you have been doing as a co-founder, Girlboss, for Golden Grind to feel good from within?
There's a lot, and they're now more important than ever. So a few things that I am really such a big believer on are nutrition and good food. So I think that has to be really the roots of where a lot of your world, your health world needs to start. So what are you eating? How is it balanced? What are you drinking? Really, really caring about what you're putting into your gut. And second to that, I would say rest. So sleep is so important and recovery is so important. I'm a big believer on, getting good quality sleep before midnight. So going to bed early, I find really important. Of course, staying active and exercising, although it's been harder the past few months and even harder still for people in colder parts of Australia, it's important that you can still get some type of exercise in. So, Zoom classes, your own little workouts, walks around the block, these things are really important. And then apart from that, it's just balance. It's everything in balance. So making sure there's a good balance of happiness and fun, but also a good balance of health and grounding.
Wow, that's amazing. And what about when you were first starting Golden Grind, obviously you were hustling really hard and juggling so many things. With so many people now having the power of social media and being able to create brands and become public figures and influencers and bloggers and all of these extraordinary things, do you have any tips for someone who might be in the startup phase and juggling everything? Is there anything in particular they could do to help avoid burnout?
Yes, definitely. I would say be very thorough in knowing what outcome you're trying to achieve. So for instance, obviously time is so important and energy is so important. Making sure that you know every day, if you're going to spend a certain amount of time on something and give it a certain amount of energy, what are you trying to achieve? And does that line up with your common goals? So making sure you're not getting too sidetracked or distracted with noise and staying true to yourself. And I think it's something you need to check in on regularly. So not just necessarily once a week writing a to-do list. It's almost like every day making sure, right, what does my day look like? What am I trying to achieve in every hour? And does that all line up to my common goals? And is that all fulfilling me? Because I think it's too easy to time waste. And it's too easy to satisfy others maybe, or satisfy, whatever it might be. So just make sure you stay really focused and very accountable for how you're spending your time rather than it's so easy, don't you think, to procrastinate and get caught in, I would like to say the fun stuff. So the scrolling or the the cute emails back and forth, but really it's about just making sure you can be so productive.
Wow, that's amazing. So when it comes to working, you mentioned you work in a family-run business. You've got your sister, you've also got your husband involved. How do you, I've spoken to a lot of people who say that working with family can be difficult, challenging when they're having to work with them during the day and then go home in the evening and switch off from work mode to then be wife mode or husband mode. Or how do you have any tips for that, or how do you manage that? Or is it just because you're also passionate about Golden Grind that you have a really cohesive working environment where that whole family business doesn't come into play as much?
It definitely does. I think that it's something.
I love your honesty. I love your honesty. You weren't going to say no. We are Golden Grind. We are a golden family.
we may be golden family, but it doesn't not have its challenges. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's and I think sometimes the more passionate you are, the harder it is to separate from that. Like, it's too easy to get caught up in the working environment. But I would say to anyone who's like considering it, be very aware that it has its pros and cons, and there is hardship along the way. Like a big pro is that there's obviously 3 people versus 1. And sometimes that's been invaluable. However, yes, you're working always with 3 personalities, or however many you're looking to get involved with. So that's a juggle. I believe it probably happens regardless whether they're family or not, because it's just working with people and managing, nurturing everyone's needs. But it does definitely, we still now, after 5 years of working together, and I would say working together very well, we still have moments that can be challenging. So that's just the truth of it.
Yeah, no, I love your honesty, because even I think everybody has challenges in relationships, whether that's couples, work-wise, crisis, non-crisis, but it's really good to be able to sort of work through it and work as a team and finish the outcome on a positive note. Now tell me, I love your Golden Grind Instagram page. You have a lot of your customers giving testimonials, as an example, to your golden face mask. When it comes to your skincare routine, is one of your go-to products and self-care skincare products the golden face mask?
It is. That's probably my favorite product that we have, the golden face mask.
Yeah.
It is so amazing what it does to the skin. So that's a product we developed while we were in India. It's a very Ayurvedic and ancient recipe, and it really, really does work. So I'm a huge fan of the golden face mask. It's something I would use, if not once a week, twice a week. And yeah, I'm really passionate about the ingredients in it. So yes, it's the testimonials you see there are nothing but the truth. It's a great little pampering session.
Yeah, I love that, because on Spaitgirl we practice Self-Love Sunday, Self-Care Sunday, which is all about popping on a face mask and just taking time out to rest, recover, just doing the simple little things like that. Now we're in kind of like winter at the moment, and I see that you also have a product which is suitable for kids, and it's the turmeric and hot chocolate. So that's really good. Are you finding a lot of parents are also becoming aware of the benefits of turmeric and trying to keep their children from caffeine-free drinks? Because I know that there's this big kids are fascinated with drinks like Red Bull and all of these high energy caffeine drinks, but I've got a lot of mothers who are seeking more natural drinks that their kids can get involved in, so healthy lattes or hot chocolates. And are you also finding that as well?
We do, yes, and it's just about people reading ingredients now, and caring about what they're consuming and what their kids are consuming. So not having the caffeine, having less sugar, using natural ingredients, maybe getting some type of health benefit from it, tasting nice. Like, it's got to tick all the boxes now. It's not, unfortunately, the days of running down to the milk bar and just eating endless amounts of lollies, we know that's just not good for us anymore. So yes, definitely parents are loving our healthy hot chocolate blend.
You're right, because my little niece is so savvy with lattes, and like, she's only 15 now, but the last couple of years she's so conscious of everything, even skincare. Has it been like, is it cruelty free? Is it vegan? Is the like this? She's so clever, and all kids are getting really savvy. Is the packaging recyclable? So they're a lot more conscious about the environment, and definitely no killings to animals and things. Now tell me, at the moment,
isn't that great?
Yeah, it is. It's really amazing. We didn't have to even think about these things as a child or teenager. We were sort of it was an era where that wasn't such a thing that we were exposed to, but it really is becoming now. Now tell me, we've just come out of lockdown in Australia, so things are slowly going back to normal. There's talk of no international travel at this stage. Some people are predicting maybe early next year they might open the borders to countries that are sort of COVID-19 risk is low. No one really knows when international travel's starting, but they are starting to open up local travel, regional travel, and state travel, and hopefully in the future, domestic travel. But for you, where would you go or like to go after COVID-19?
So first of all, I think what is great is that it's making us all think about our own backyard, which is still kind of cool, I think, because I don't know about you guys, but I've always been really quick to want to book overseas travel. Whereas now, obviously, if we're going to be, forced to travel locally for a while, that's fun too. You're going to have to look in our backyard to see where we want to go. And I've got a big list in Australia of things I would like to do. So that's exciting, and I'm going to make more of an effort to get around to do all of those things. But if I was to go probably anywhere in the world, I cannot go past European summer and beautiful places like Italy and Spain and France. So that would be my number one choice right now. But yeah, really anywhere that would have some warmth and some beautiful food and some great culture and things to see. So yeah, they're my picks of the bunch. But yes, give me Australia as well. I'm equally as excited to see what's here. Like, we have Broome and tropical Queensland and Tasmania on our list, and they're places we've never been. So still great stuff.
Yeah, I agree. We've got so many places in Australia that we haven't ventured to or seen. So now it's going to be like a big opportunity to do that, to venture, and to still have that holiday when we're all able to travel and get away. Is having a holiday for you something, as a co-founder, you have really felt helps, like completely switching off, leaving your house, leaving like work behind? Or like, have you found that to be really helpful?
To be honest, since we started, we haven't had a complete holiday. So we're about 4.5 years since we've had a holiday. We've been places, but we're always have our emails on our phone. We always are accountable in some way, shape or form within a 20-hour period. So we've definitely done some great travels, but we haven't actually had a switch off, and I'm craving it so bad. I do think they're so important. And so as soon as we can get back to some type of travel, we will be doing that for sure. Even if it's just for a week, complete mental switch off.
Yeah,
so
that's
important.
amazing. That's amazing. You're not alone there, because I speak to so many co-founders, owners, business owners, and they are all saying the same. that they literally, when they go away, they're still on call. So they still have to attend to everything. Now, before we say goodbye, I just want to ask you a few more questions. So this is a couple of questions. What makes you happy?
Family time.
Yeah, love it. Family time. She's like, oh my God, this wasn't in the notes. This is just
I think lots of things. Family time, health, good laughing, all those things.
That's amazing. And have you loved seeing, like, obviously your little journey now from a great idea to then getting the product, and then you've now been developing the different products. You're now, like, the word of mouth is getting around, social media's leveraging and getting your brand out there. Have you just loved seeing everything grow and unfold? And for anyone who's building a brand right now and going through a difficult time during COVID-19, is it fair to say that it does take time? Because I speak to a lot of bloggers or influencers who want to pop overnight, who want to be the next big brand or be that Instagram famous, and they want it really quick, like a year or two. And from my experience, like blogging now for a decade, 10 years, and I'm going into my second decade, I know it takes a very long time to get experience, develop skills, learn the hard way, fail, fall, get back up again, and to build brand or to build experience. But everyone wants it now, like instantly, boom.
Yeah.
But would it be fair to say, for someone who's struggling out there with building their brand, like I always say, give yourself a minimum of 5 years to even just get your mojo popping and you know.
It's funny you say 5 years, because I only feel like I'm arriving now at a place where I feel like I can build a business, like build a big business. It's taken 5 years to settle in, learn ourselves, learn our skills, learn just in general, figure out what you want and all those things. And we're only at 5 years. So definitely it's time. It's so hard to rush. And you would be so lucky to do anything quickly.
Yeah, I agree, because I even now, after 10 years of writing or creating content, people are only discovering that there is a spa blogger in the world from Australia, even though I've been like on the scene for some time. But it takes time for people to discover you, and nothing happens overnight, not in a few years. And I believe, I always say minimum 5 just to get your stuff happening. You get in the groove, and then from there it gets easier, but then it's always a challenge. Now, what are some things you never leave home without?
Not much. I'm a minimalist. When I leave home, I don't even have a handbag, but I'd have to say my phone.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it, because that's what I always answer with. I love it. And I was about to say, like, we now, when it comes to our health, is so, so important. But with the pandemic, we did an amazing job, everyone, like looking after our self-care. We were doing our rituals, really making time for ourselves. I sense that some people may slip back into old habits where they might put their business first, or their job first, or their child first, or their husband first. Would you agree that even coming out of COVID-19, I keep reminding everyone it's so important to still practice the self-care rituals, to keep them up and to keep that momentum going?
Absolutely. And if for nothing else, just for general health purposes, like I think health is now more important than ever. So if you want to, stay strong and, really nurture your feminine energy, you need all of that self-care and that love and all of those practices. So keep them up now more than ever.
Oh, you're amazing. I'm so glad that we got to catch up today. And
Thank you. Same.
everyone wants to know this from a girl boss. Okay, you're going to have stressful days. Things are going to not go to plan because it's not a fairy tale, even though people believe running your own brand and business is one big fairy tale. In my experience, it's not, you don't have fairy tale days every day. You've got a lot to deal with. When things go pear-shaped or something happens out of your control, we'll use COVID-19 as an example. Did you have to fall back on self-care rituals like going for that walk, or did you find that your self-care rituals sort of became an anchor to getting through stressful times like COVID-19?
Definitely. And if nothing else, that they help me be positive and stay positive. So, taking a moment to feel good is what then can make me think good. And then, I'm being more of a positive person in a really challenging time or in a stressful time or in where there's pressure and external factors we can't control. It's really important that we can, control our mental state and look at things with a smile.
I love it, love it, love it. And the last question before we say goodbye. There are so many people out there that are going to be listening into this podcast show today who might have an idea or a passion, but they're too scared to give it a go. They're worried like either they're going to fail or maybe they're going to lose money, or they've just got so much self-doubt. They're not sure of themselves. If there was that person there and they're listening in and they have this amazing idea, but they're scared, fearful, they don't think they could do it, do you have any words of wisdom to inspire them or empower them to basically go for it like what you have done?
Yes. Yep. Mine would be to really know why you're wanting to embark on something. So if it's for just because it's a passion, or if it's because you would ideally love to work for yourself or be flexible, or if it's because you're wanting to better the world in some way, or maybe it's just because, people are encouraging you to do so. Whatever the why is, if you know that and you can put it somewhere really clear and obvious that you can see it and check in on it, then use that to just go. Just get going and understand that you're not necessarily so understand what the success is for you. So if success for you is to bring, products to life that genuinely help people, then once you get there, just enjoy it. Try not to always keep moving the benchmark, and try not to overwhelm yourself with what the success actually is. And I think if you know why you're doing something and you can then have a what does success look like, once you start to achieve it, you can enjoy it. And I think that lessens the overwhelming and fear and experience of it all, because you're really striving to get something that you genuinely want.
Oh, I love it. They're such beautiful words of wisdom. They're so amazing. I always say that know your intent, know what your why is. That's so important. Know what your why is. And then if it's your own why and not just someone else's why that you saw on Instagram and thought, oh, that's a good idea, I might do that. That looks amazing. Like I always say, the why has to come from your heart and soul and deep within and be your own. And when it's your own to own, you should never fear your own abilities. So now, before we say goodbye, how can we stay in touch with you at Golden Grind?
Yes, please do. So, of course, there's the socials, Instagram, Facebook, Golden Grind. Please jump on and follow. You can sign up on our website. We send out not just product and brand information, but a heap of recipes and general health tips. So yes, sign up for emails, follow us on social, and do stay in touch because we've got lots of fun and interesting changes coming really soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. We will be sure to follow your journey. And once again, thank you for sharing your Golden Grind brand journey, words of wisdom to help the Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast listeners. Super, super happy that I've got to see your Golden Grind journey unfold. I love seeing from little things, big things grow. And I love seeing dreams and passion coming to fruition. And I love just watching that as an Australian blogger. And it's just so amazing. So thank you again, Tahli Watts, for sharing your amazing Girlboss co-founder tips, words of wisdom. And thank you to the rest of your team. And to all of your fans who love drinking your turmeric blend or using your face masks or any of your products, we love you at Spirit Girl.
We do.
We do love to see if any of you are using Golden Grind, especially the face mask on a Sunday. I'd love for you to hashtag Spaitgirl. And your hashtag, Tahli, is
I am gold.
Yes, I am gold. So hashtag Spirit Girl, hashtag I am gold. And I just would love to see the self-care movement to continue, and love to know how it makes you feel, the Golden Grind products, face masks, any products. I can't wait to see. So I will say goodbye. So for all of our listeners, we will say goodbye to Tahli Watts, co-founder of Golden Grind. And thank you for tuning in to today's Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast. I would love for you to subscribe, to leave a rating and review, and to tell someone you love too. I'll see you on social, Spirit Girl, anywhere, on any app. You rock. I hope this inspires you to dream big. Thank you.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.